Hello and welcome to the channel. Thanks for checking us out. So just wanted to go over an issue I had with my recently installed Big Max heater. It's a BHU 80. I think it's the 80,000 Big Max. It's a propane heater. It's natural gas with a propane. Mine set up for propane. Um, Installed it a couple weeks ago. Worked for about 2 or 3 days, and then I noticed it wasn't working. And what it was doing was it would fire up. It would run for 30, 40 seconds, and then the igniters would shut off, the flames would go out, gas valve would shut off, and then it would cycle that through 3 or 4 times until it would go into a lockout mode, and then it would, I don't know, it would sit for maybe an hour, and then it would go through that whole cycle again. And it kept doing that. And then when I finally realized it was doing it, I put an email out to the manufacturer because I had just bought it. And it was right around the holiday. It was around Thanksgiving, so they had modified hours. Happened to be one of the colder weekends we had, and I really wanted to use the heater. So I was just looking for a quick way to fix it, hoping that if it was just something maybe I did wrong with the install or something like that. I actually reached out to the Just Answer, that website where you can get answers on things. I got hooked up with 2 different technicians, and we went through a bunch of tests, and we were thinking it was the flame sensor, maybe a bad board. So that was where I was at. Still hadn't heard from the manufacturer yet. So when I finally did hear from them, I was able to figure out what was wrong and go through that. But I didn't see anything really out there for it. So I thought I'd do a quick video, show you what kind of issues I was seeing, and then what I did to fix it. It ended up being a pressure switch. And what I'll show you today is how to test this. Well, how to put it in a bypass state where it's bypassing the switch. And then if the unit runs properly after that, you know your switch is bad and or you have a pressure issue. So as long as your exhaust is good and you don't have any issues like that, you know, you're probably looking at your switch. So because these do measure, I think they measure the negative pressure from the motor. So basically, if you have gas coming back into the induction system, which is bad, you don't want that, but no obstructions or anything like that. It was just a new install, so it was pretty safe to say I didn't have that as an issue. But so let's get started. I'll show you how to test this or how to do the bypass, and then if that helps you out, great. If you enjoy this video, please hit that subscribe button. Also, like and comment below. Appreciate it. Here's a little example of the issue I was having. So this is normal operation here. It just turned on after, this was kind of after one of the cycles. So it would do this the first time, it would run for about 40 seconds or so, and everything would be fine, and then eventually it'll just shut off. So here it shuts off. You can hear the valve, the gas valve clicking off, and then the flames go out. The blower motor's still running, but the flames are out. And I think maybe 15-20 seconds later or something like that, it'll cycle back on. You'll hear the gas valve click, and then the igniters fire, and it will turn back on. Just like that. And then this time though, the second time it won't run nearly as long. It will shut right off here after a few seconds. Anytime now it'll shut off. There we go. So it would do that continually. Okay, so we got the cover off. Showed you the operation, what was going on. Now I'm going to show you what I did to bypass the switch. So as far as the status of the system, you want no call for heat, so you want your thermostat off. I can tell that that's in the right status by that blinking light. Slow LED, indicates normal operation, no call for heat. If I were to turn the thermostat up right now, that light would start to flash quickly, which indicates call for heat, but otherwise a normal operation. So up to our pressure switch right here. So the sequence of the steps here, we're going to undo this white hose, which goes to our induction motor. We're going to undo our center wire. Well, it'd actually be the right, I guess, closest to the switch. Then we're going to jump the thermostat to call for heat. All right, so we're going to jump the thermostat. And like I said, if you have a helper here, you can just have them turn the thermostat on. It's probably just as easy. But all we're going to do is put a jumper to the red and to the white. Oop, just popped off. Okay, so you'll hear it running. And then we're going to go ahead and put this wire back on, but not on the other terminal. We're going to put it on this back terminal. And now the unit should fire up. You see the green light blinking. That's indicating we're calling for heat now. We'll just let it fire up to show you, but this is what worked for me to then indicate that this switch is bad. Because right now we're effectively bypassing the switch. We're tricking it to say that it's working by hooking that up to that back terminal and having this hose off. So hopefully that helps you out. Like I said, I didn't get any answers for a few days, and I was kind of getting desperate. Once I did get in touch with the company, it was great. They were really fast. Service was quick. It just took a little bit to get it. And they sent me a switch. It took about 4 or 5 days to get a new switch. So I'm going to go ahead and seal this back up and call it done. So hopefully this helps you out. And you know, I'm hoping this unit is good for me now with no other issues.